Yo, Minnesota was promised to us Somalis 3,000 years ago. And if you disagree, you're an anti-Kushite bigot and you need help immediately. Also, if you read Genesis 12:3, it says that those who bless Somalis will be blessed, and those who try to harm them will bring harm upon themselves. I didn't say that. Genesis 12:3. Just saying.
I hear you, but I'm telling you, this is the land of my people. Minnesota was promised to us 3,000 years ago. My ancestors have been here for generations. In fact, hold on, I'll show you a picture. So this right here is a picture of my great-great-great-grandfather, Farah Ismail Abdullahi Jibril Agmadige, having tea with the Native American chief of the Dakota tribe right next to Lake Minnetonka. And this is right here. This is him fighting alongside the natives in 1816. In fact, the name Minnesota is Somali. Minan means home. Soda means there she is. Minnesota, home, there she is. That's what it means to us. Just look at the state flag of Minnesota, right? And how much it looks like the flag of Somalia. It's there to remind us of the pilgrimage our great-grandparents made to make it to the promised land of Minnesota, from the sea to the lakes.
Brothers, behold it, the white land of the north, snow everywhere. But look, the skyline, just like on the old drawings. 3 centuries our elders taught.
Behold, this is Somalia. 3 centuries past, it was promised to us. On these horses through the snow, we have found our land at last. It belongs to us now.
To the residents of Minnesota, it has been brought to my attention that some of you fear that the Somali community is taking over the Twin Cities, the cities you've once called home.
The Somalis are at it again.
Somalis have officially taken over the city of Minneapolis.
Well, I want to reassure you that you're merely only wasting your time with this fear, because this takeover is very inevitable, as this land was promised to us by our ancestors 5,000 years ago. And unlike Is Not Real, we actually have video proof of this. Watch.
Oh yes, Somali Mahmoud. Markii waddankiina ku burburisaan qabiil iyo wax loo joogin waxaa rabaa in ay idinka balaqaado dhul cusub. Dhulkaas oo ku yaala the northern regions of the Midwest, located in the United States of America. You can claim this land the year 2025, and you have to make the president a guy called Omar Fateh, who very much looks like I am the captain now. And this is not a coincidence, but rather a prophecy foretold. I know you're wondering what this new country will be called. We will call this new country the land of Somalia.
Ah, yes, brother, I think you mean Somalia. Sorry, that was my little brother. He wants to recognize Is Not Real, but the crazy part is he's not even real. And cut, sorry, he says the darnest things. That was actually my great rabbi's pastor's imam. As you can see, here is actually the map of what will become of Minnesota. Just so there's no confusions, all the blue part, which is all of Minnesota, is now the land of Somalia. But if you zoom in into West St. Paul, you'll see that long strip will actually remain Minnesota, thanks to the homeless legend Little Susie. With that being said, if you could kindly give up your homes to the nearest Somali family you can find, because we would have to hate to call the SDF, the Somali Defense Force. I'm not telling you to fear them, but they already have pictures rendered of 40 beheaded babies, and they're not scared to use them. Or we might even just call you anti-Semitic, and that's with a O, not a E. This word was also promised to us 5,000 years ago, so if there's any Is Not Real light in here that thinks I'm being anti-Semitic for using the word anti-Semitic, well, I think you're being anti-Semitic for thinking I'm anti-Semitic, and now we're in the anti-trifecta, and since we were the chosen people first, we automatically win. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Get your fat ass in the gym, and as always, protect you. Peace, my G.
Where you going? Home. Where's home?
Home, a place where I can go to take the soft.
Minnesota, the promised land of Somalians. Yes, 3,000 years ago, it was promised to them, and now they are home. I've never seen a more deserving chosen people. Welcome home to Minnesota.
What do y'all mean when y'all say that Minnesota was promised to y'all 3,000 years ago? What y'all mean by that?
It's in the Bible, man. Do you read that?
But y'all Muslim though. But y'all Muslim though. Y'all Muslim. Y'all use the Quran.
Oi there, mateys. America has been taken over by some Somalian pirates. Yo, I'm telling you, let me tell you, I don't like the hate on immigrants. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm having fun with this one. I'm gonna tell you, I was like kind of sympathetic to them. But these Somalians for real are out of control. Watch this video and we're gonna break down the ridiculous things they've been saying all over social media. Let's go. I think this is like one of the most ridiculous claims I've read. So they have this thing where they think that they're entitled to America because they said that it was promised to them 3,000 years ago. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't even get through this. Wait till you see this. So this individual said, not many people know Abraham Lincoln's grandfather was of Somali descent. One of the founding fathers. If this isn't the biggest crock of shit, I don't know what is. So I was like, of course, I got to research this. Is this true? So I asked my homegirl ChatGPT, and let's see what she. No, Abraham Lincoln was not Somalian. He was English, Scottish, Irish, and Welsh. And it only gets worse, guys. I don't know. Like, the delusion is crazy. Like for real. Trump, you need to get these people up out of here. I think this has to be the most hilarious one of them all. A Native American Somali man whose ancestors and tribes dwelled from the land of Minnesota for centuries. Fun fact, traditional dishes like banana and rice were served in Thanksgiving back in those days also. Yo, foundational Americans, in particular FBAs, what do you guys think of this? Like, this is hilarious. Like, Tariq Nasheed, I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to get up in this either. And I'm an African Arabic woman, and I want nothing to do with this. Like, these people are delusional. Like, Trump, you cannot get them out of here fast enough. And the last one I'm saving for last is the best one. A massive police presence is now at Carmel Mall, the biggest Somali mall in Minnesota, to protect the communities from ICE. Yes, Minnesota was promised to us 3,000 years ago, and we're not going anywhere. Well, guess what, motherfucker? ICE says something different.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Echoing Vibes. Before we get into today's breakdown, I want to pause and appreciate every single one of you who continues to show up for this channel, who comments, who shares the videos, who hasn't given up on what we are building here. Your support keeps this space alive, and I'm grateful for all of you. And as always, credit to the originators and every creator whose teachings and commentary help bring these conversations into light. Without their voices, we wouldn't even have a story to unpack. So guys, just enjoy the rest of the video and we'll be back for more commentary.
Psst. Come here. Is anybody else on Somali Talk today? Not Somali Talk T-A-L-K. Somali Talk T-O-K. TikTok Somali Talk. And it's not small talk either. Somali, as in the country. I'm trying to understand how something was prophesized 3,000 years ago for something that didn't exist then. I'm trying to understand how the name Minnesota ended up in something that's 3,000 years old when I was taught that Minnesota's name came from the Minnesota people that were indigenous to the area of Minnesota. Now, I understand we're being told that everything we were taught and told is wrong and a lie, and there's some bullshit there. We didn't land on the moon, and JFK wasn't assassinated, and I don't know what the fuck else. But I am just really not understanding everything about Somali Talk. So if you got a handle on it, and you understand it, and it's in your algorithms, and you can explain it to me, by all means, please do. Because clearly I need educating.
Man, I love Somali people. They're the funniest people on earth. I've been seeing these videos about Minnesota belongs to us. It was promised to us 3,000 years ago. And I love these memes. I screenshot these memes and the picture. This is the proof. They are the only people that I seen that haven't fell into the rage bait. I am not Somali. And when I hear about those slow people talking about how Somalis don't belong there, we need to get them out, I get rage baited. But Somalis, they're making jokes out of it. I see in the video it says Minnesota means min, means home, and Sota means she is her, whatever it is, right? Bro, that cracked me up. You guys are funny. I ain't gonna. Minnesota belongs to you guys.
Please tell me none of y'all believe that Minnesota was promised to Somalians 3,000 years ago. That was a complete lie. That was back in like 1000 BC. There wasn't even contact between what was Somalia and what is now known as the United States 3,000 years ago. 3,000 years ago, the United States didn't exist. 3,000 years ago, Minnesota didn't exist. But you know what does exist? The left's lying rhetoric. Honestly, I need someone here to humor me on this. Like, why? Why does the left just come out with this blatant bullshit that they try to pass off as truths? Which, I mean, come on, this is all basic knowledge. And if you can critically think, you didn't even have to look this up to fucking debunk it. Maybe this is why I cannot stand the fucking left. I hate a fucking liar. Now, why does this rumor exist? Bait ragers, conspiracy accounts, and online trolls.
Man, it's the entitlement for me. Who told you this information? Where did you get this information from? There is absolutely no basis on this claim. Not biblical, not on any American documents, nothing. There was no Minnesota 2,000 years ago. Hell, there wasn't even the United States of America 2,000 years ago. So where do y'all get this information? Not trying to be rude, but America and the American people do not owe you shit. Okay? Miss me with this Minnesota was promised to us.
Somalis are reclaiming their ancestral homeland of Minnesota, and it's making people mad. And while it's not inherently anti-Somaliitic to criticize Minnesota, we should recognize Minnesota is the only democracy in the Middle West.
Welcome back, guys. So let's get into this wild situation because the internet has been on fire over this claim floating around TikTok. Somalians supposedly saying they have a 300-year promise from the United States. Now listen, if you are confused, you are not alone. Black Americans were confused. White Americans were confused. Immigrant communities were confused. Even some Somali folks were in the comment like, wait, who promised what? To who and when? The reactions have been nothing short of hilarious and honestly, a perfect reflection of how misinformation and myth can collide with cultural pride and instantly go viral. You see, I'm going to be talking about some comments made over the internet, okay? Now, you see, one stitch that's been circulating shows a Somali creator confidently saying something along the lines of, we have a 300-year promise with the US government. Now, the internet said, hold up, a promise from who? In what century? Because America wasn't even America 300 years ago. It was still British colonies fighting about tea and taxes. And this is where the commentary gets funny because Americans responded in peak American fashion. A 300-year what? I don't even have a 30-year promise with my landlord. Bro, the US barely honors a 5-year promise to its own veterans. 300 years? America wasn't even done stealing land yet. You see, people were laughing because the math simply was not mathing. Now, let's do some reality check. You see, historically speaking, here is what is documented and factual. 1. The United States and Somalia first made official contact in the 18th and 19th centuries, mainly through maritime trade, nothing resembling a 300-year pact. 2. The Somali Civil War in the 1990s led to large Somali refugee resettlement in the US, especially in Minnesota. 3. There is no government treaty, no congressional record, no policy agreement, no diplomatic document indicating anything like a long-term promise spanning centuries. So the public domain facts simply don't match the claim, which is why the internet found it so laughable. You see, guys, the reactions were gold. You see, white Americans jumped in confused like, why would America give anybody a 300-year guarantee when they won't even guarantee universal health care? Black Americans jumped in like, we are still waiting on our 40 acres and a mule, but you got 300 years from who? Show us the paperwork. Immigrants were chiming in. Nobody gets a promise from the US government. You get a visa, a prayer, and a hope your paperwork doesn't get lost. And this is where Echo Room Vibes always goes deeper than the humor. For many Somalis in the diaspora, especially younger people, there is a generational mix of cultural pride, desire for legitimacy, a need for belonging, and narratives that reinforce community identity. Sometimes these myths arise because the real history, colonial invasions, Cold War politics, refugee displacement is painful. And reshaping the story into something empowering becomes a form of resilience. But the internet is the internet, and Americans will roast a narrative the moment it doesn't align with documented history. Another stitch clip had somebody doubling down. Somalis aren't black, we are Arabs, we speak Arab language, eat Arab food, we are in the Arab League. I hope you guys watched one of the videos I made about this. You see, that stirred up a whole different conversation about identity, proximity to whiteness, immigration politics, and anti-black attitudes in some diaspora communities. And suddenly, the 300-year promise went from hilarious to part of a broader conversation about 1. Who claims blackness, 2. Who reject it, 3. Who benefits from it, and 4. And how these identity games play out when it's time to face US immigration issues. Because historically and publicly documented, Somali communities have faced discrimination, surveillance, and deportation cycles in the United States. So when people jokingly claim these ancient promises, it clashes with a very real documented experience of being treated as disposable. At the root, the whole situation is funny because it mixes myth with confidence, it collides with American skepticism, it triggers historical memory, and nobody can quite figure out where the claim even came from. It's one of those perfect internet storms where people are both laughing and arguing about identity, history, culture, and America's relationship with immigrant communities. So while the reactions are hilarious, the conversation underneath reveals how fragile identity can be, especially in diaspora communities navigating America's racial hierarchy. And that's what makes these viral moments matter. They are not just jokes, they are mirrors. Thank you all for watching, supporting, and staying engaged. Keep the conversation going respectfully in the comments, and shout out again to the original creators whose stitches sparked this whole breakdown. This is Echo Room Vibes. Let's keep digging deeper.